Okay, so we're diving into a story today that I think has a lot of people talking.
It's definitely a head scratcher.
It is, it is. The release of Big Meech, the co-founder of the Black Mafia Family, from federal prison.
Yeah, and it's not just that he's out. It's how and where this is all going down, you know?
Exactly right.
Right.
He's not even fully out, right? He's finishing his sentence in a halfway house in Florida.
That's the thing.
Which, okay, so for anyone who might not remember, Big Meech and his brother, they were like infamous back in the early 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
Ran a massive drug trafficking and money laundering operation.
Huge.
Huge. And they were, you could even say, glamorized in hip-hop,
Definitely.
50 Cent even turned their story into that BMF series.
Which, yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Their story had this big cultural impact. You almost forget that there is a real, underbelly to all of it. Like, this was serious stuff.
Right, exactly. And then in 2005, boom, reality hits. Big Meech gets arrested, sentenced to 30 years.
30 years.
I mean, that's a long time.
That's a long time.
And I know he got a little bit of a sentence reduction earlier this year, but to be at a halfway house already.
See, that's what's got people talking. It's not typical, especially with someone like Big Meech, right?
Right.
Given his past crimes and everything. I mean, halfway houses, they're there to help people transition back into society. But usually we're talking nonviolent offenders who are getting close to the end of their sentence anyway.
Yeah.
So this is different.
Yeah. So what's the deal then? Is it just like good behavior in prison or?
Could be. It could be a bunch of things, honestly. Maybe they took another look at his case, reevaluated things. Or maybe it's as simple as the prison system being overcrowded.
Oh, interesting.
They need the space, so he's out. It happens.
Wow.
But his lawyer's saying he's a changed man. Which, who knows? People can change.
That's true. That's true.
But let's be real. Reintegrating after that long, especially with his history,
Right.
it's a huge uphill battle. He's got to rebuild a life, stay away from temptation, and then there's the whole stigma of his name,
It's like, how do you even begin to come back from that?
Exactly.
And this might be a stretch, but the timing of it all.
Yeah.
New season of 50 Cent's BMF series is coming up soon. You think there's any connection?
Okay, now that is an interesting thought.
Right.
You got to wonder, what's the motivation behind this release? Is it just a coincidence? Or is there something more to it?
It would be some publicity, though, wouldn't it?
Oh, for sure.
Big Meech back in the spotlight.
This time, though, maybe he's cashing in, right? Instead of going to prison.
I mean...
Trip, man. Makes you think about what we glorify. Where's the line between entertainment and, taking advantage of a situation?
Right, and then how do we, as a society, make sure that someone who is trying to turn over a new leaf actually can?
Yeah, are we setting him up to fail? It's tough.
So much to unpack here. You've got this notorious figure out of prison way earlier than expected, claims have changed, but then this huge shadow of his past hanging over everything. And all this is happening while his life is still being played out on TV.
It's wild. I'll say this. Big Meech is a good reminder that you never really know what's going to happen next. Just like in our deep dives, right?
Uh-huh.
Life's full of twists and turns, and only time will tell what kind of story he writes now.
I guess we'll all be watching, that's for sure.
For better or worse, yeah. All right, well, that's it for our deep dive today. Thanks for listening.
Catch you next time.